All right, miss, they are all yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura Wilson. My maiden name is Bogdanyuk. It's a little bit harder. First of all, I want to say thank you to Mark, the guy that has this foundation that made this put all this event together. Is this an after school program or this is during class hours?
After school.
Okay, so thank you so much for staying and listening to my story. It's really exciting for being here. So I'm originally from Romania. Let's say I'm born on April 28, 1981, so that makes me 33 years old. So I'm a lot older than you guys. I moved to America June 16, 2012. So I was 2002. So I was 21. I came in America with $100. That's all I had in my pocket. And it was pretty exciting for me to fly from Romania and come to America because everybody's dream is to come to America from other countries. So when I had the opportunity to come to America, I was like, yes, so a lot of people ask me, weren't you scared? Like you come all alone, you're 21 years old, and you just basically move to another country. And the answer is like, if I would have to move now in another country, I'll probably be a lot more scared than when I was 21. So when you're young, you just have so much more courage, and you just feel like everything is possible. So I was just like, I don't care, I'm going to America. So that's my story. And originally I'm from a small town called the Woods, like 40,000 people. So it's, comparison with LA, it's like my husband says I'm coming from the countryside. But it's a city, it's a really bad thing to say in Romania, you're like from countryside. Nobody wants to be from countryside, and countryside is like 2,000 people. My husband actually is from a city in New Jersey, Summers Point, where it's like 3,000 people. So I'm like, hey, I'm from a 40,000 people city, and you're like from 3,000 people city, so I'm from the city. So I basically lived under the communism when I was little, like 8 years old. It was like, I don't know if any of you heard of Ceausescu. Ceausescu was like a dictatorship, and Romania was under communism till 89 was when in Romania was a revolution, and basically they pulled him down. And was pretty tough. Like we were living pretty tough, but we didn't know we were living pretty tough because we didn't know anything else. So the life we had was basically a good life. And basically, like growing up, I saw that my mom had a really hard time. Like when I say hard time, it's like different than hard time in America, because in America, even people leave, it's tough. It's still like they're living it. They have food sometimes, and I'm not sure, but like growing up in Romania, you basically have to stay in line to get milk, and you have to stay in line to get bread and gas. Like I remember my grandma used to wake up at 4 a.m. and stay in line to get just gas to be able to cook and stuff. So we didn't really have access to foods, to sweets. Like here, you can buy sweets any day. Like it's no problem. It's like trick or treat all over. Throw the candy out. Basically, in Romania, I had my mom used to have this. I remember we had this furniture, and we had this drawer, and she used to have a key. And always there used to be the sweet part of the house. So every day she used to open that little pocket and give me a little bit of chocolate, and that was so exciting. It's like getting chocolate. So it's just like to put things in perspective, how things, the life I live today and the things we have here in America and the life we used to live then. And I'm not saying it was bad, because again, if you don't know anything else, it's pretty good. So, okay, so this is my mother right here, and that's my uncle. I have a big brother, like a year and a half, but older than me, but I'm the big sister. I'm more responsible. And let's see, here's me and my dad. And basically, like you see in kindergarten here, we used to have these uniforms. And I lived in a very strict not strict, but disciplined kind of environment. Like where if you see, like I have a little paper under my feet, there's like, you have to sit here, you have to sit up tall, you have to put your hands behind your back, you have to like, you know, be the best you can in school. So we didn't have a lot of freedom. We didn't have a lot of, like, if I don't want to do this, or, you know, I have to do this. You have to learn this lesson. You have to study. It's not even a question. Hey, what do you want to eat today? Do you want to eat this? Do you want this? No, this is what it is to eat, and this is what you're going to eat. Otherwise, you're going to starve. So it was not a lot of choice. And again, we didn't know anything else, so we just kind of complied to it. In my hometown, we had like a lot of activities where you could do gymnastics, and I did archery. I'll talk a little bit about later. Dancing. So everything was basically included. It was like a city community place where you can go in and you can do any sports you want. So that was the good part. You were getting everything for free. So I was really open on like doing any sports I wanted, doing arts and crafts, and basically not have to pay for anything. So that wasn't really an issue. So that was the great part, because here in America you really have to pay for everything if you want to do anything with your kids. Here's a picture from, I think it's 8th grade in middle school, and as you see, like, we all have uniforms. I don't know if the school has uniforms. Okay, so I think that's a good thing to have uniforms and stuff. Sometimes we used to have a day when we didn't have to wear uniforms. It was like a really important thing for my kind of school to wear uniforms. And again, not all the schools had uniforms at the time. It was more just kind of like a symbol of discipline. So now looking back, I think was a good thing, but then I didn't really like it a lot. This is a picture from high school. Because I studied chemistry, biology, and we had all girls. I think we had 2 guys in the class, so they were like the stars of the class. So it was really fun. So basically in Romania, the way the school system, I think it's a little bit different than here in high school. We have the same group of people, which is like 32 to 34, that goes through the 4 years of high school. And you basically pick whatever you want to study. So for example, if I want to go to medical school later, I pick chemistry, biology to study in high school, and then you go to, you know, you get really good at that, to study a lot more these 2 objects, and then you basically more prepared for the exam you're going to have for the college. So basically, I love chemistry, biology, so I wanted to study that. I didn't want to become a doctor because it was too much school, but anyway, I finished that, and I really love sports. I did dancing, let's see, I did archery. I was involved in archery from like when I was 11 till like I was 20. So I was in a national team in Romania for like different categories. So it was pretty tough because I had to train 2 times a day, and my coaches, which were great, were like my second parents. So really that taught me again discipline. And I don't know, any of you guys did archery ever? No. You did? Okay, it's really fun. There's like different places actually in LA that they do archery. I actually bought a bow. I had a bow that was not mine there, where my coach gave it to me that I used to shoot with. But when I got to America, I'm like, I'm going to buy myself a bow. So I called my coach, and he sent me a bow. So I've been taking lessons at the Ranger Park. There's different places you could do archery, but in LA there's a Ranger Park. There's an archery range, and they have classes for basically all ages. And I've been going there and shooting just for fun. But today I usually use it a lot more for relaxation. You know, archery is something like you have to do the arrow the same each one. So you can't mess up your technique. It has to be the same each time, otherwise you lose. So you can imagine how much focus you have to put in, and concentration, and practice, and everything else. So I think for me, sports really helped me, you know, for further in my career to become the person I am today. So you can see here, I think here was like in 8th grade, super young. And here's like, I was junior for seniors. So seniors are considered over 18, and basically over 18 means all age groups. So I was a junior, and I got a national championships, the third position, and I participated in European championships as well. But at that time, in Romania, there weren't a lot of funds gave for sports, so people can travel outside the country and compete. Nowadays, it's a lot better, but back then we were competing a lot more in a country, very rarely outside the country. So in 1995, I went to a European championship in Italy, so that was pretty exciting, just to be able to get out of the country. So for me, here's some pictures, folk dance team. So we were 12 pairs, we traveled all over Romania, and we went in Europe to, again, Italy. I traveled a lot to Italy. And this really taught me the spirit of acting in a team. So for example, when you're going to be older and you're going to work in a company where there's a lot of people, you're going to have to get along with everybody. So this kind of things that, like different sports like basketball, can help you integrate better in a team and in a collective of people. Okay, so now here I am. So I really wanted to get out. Like my dream always growing up is like, I'm really going to live this life forever. I really don't like it. I really wanted something better for myself. And when this opportunity came, I went 2 years before I came to America. I went 2 years studying in Transylvania. You guys are going to know about Transylvania. In a small city in Transylvania. And I studied geography, which is not chemistry, biology, what I studied in high school. But I felt like, I don't really want to study. I just want to like have fun and just enjoy myself. So I'm just going to do geography because they used to travel a lot with geography and dig in the ground and see what kind of soil it is. So it seemed like a lot of fun, you know. And after 2 years of studying that, I was actually doing really good. I had scholarship. I really wasn't really like what I wanted to do. So I came to America for a student summer internship program. And basically I had to come in, work for 2 months, 3 months, and then go back and travel for a month in America and then go back to Romania. Well, I was like, I'm going to finish college. I have to finish college. And I got here. I was in New Jersey working as a maid in this motel. It was called Seahorse Motel. It was actually pretty fun. You know, just like cleaning the rooms really quick, and then I was hanging out at the pool. You know, there's no pool in Romania, so I didn't have a pool, and I was getting paid by the hour. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do the job as good as I can, finish all I have to do, and then I'm just going to go hang out by the pool. So it's what I did. I was going across the street to the ocean, and you know, you have to have fun. You can't just work. So again, I was 21. All I wanted to do is have fun, and it was an experience. I was in a new country. What I experienced here was really cool because all I see is the young kids driving nice cars. And I'm looking around and I'm like, oh my God, why do I want to go back to Romania? You know, it's like the life seems so good here. Like I want to build the life here. I want to, and you know, my friend said, yeah, but you know, what are you going to do? You have a scholarship, you have to go back. And I'm like, why don't I build everything here? You know, it's like, why do I have to go back and come back? And, you know, so then I applied for computer school here in Los Angeles. And I transferred myself with a student visa, F1. And I basically had to go to that for 4 years till I met my husband, and then I married him. So that's like later down the road. But anyway, going back, this is still in Long Beach Island, New Jersey, my first job. I was working in a grocery store, and then I worked there in a coffee shop, in a restaurant. Meantime, I moved in, let's see, there we go. I moved to Philadelphia, where I worked in a restaurant as a hostess for 6 months. And then I had to come to Los Angeles because I applied for this computer basically, you know, what are you gonna do? You're young, you have like no money. I was living with roommates and just trying to build my life and try to really figure out what I want to do, because, you know, I mean, I don't know if you guys know what you want to do in life, but it's like, you know, there's so many opportunities and there's so many things you might like to do, but you really don't know where opportunities will take you. So you just have to be really open and like, you know, embracing everything, and just, if something feels really good, just take the opportunity, don't let it go. So it's basically what I did. So I moved to Los Angeles. I said, I don't want to work in a restaurant anymore. What do I love to do? And in Romania, I used to do waxing. I used to be an esthetician on top of the going to college, so on the side, so I can make money, so I can go to college, because my mom couldn't really afford to keep me in college. So I said, okay, I know how to use my hands, so what kind of job I could do so I can make some money and kind of progress into my future. And then I said, oh, massage therapy sounds pretty good. So it was 3 months of school, and then I basically started working in physical therapy offices and having a little office where I used to see private clients, and it was okay, it was good. For like 4 years, it's what I did. And then I got into a car accident and I got rear-ended. And my neck was hurting really bad. So I don't know if you guys know, massage therapy is a pretty physical job, and was tough. So I started thinking, like, what I'm going to do next. I need to do something. In the physical therapy where I work, they had Pilates. Do you know what? You guys know what Pilates is? It's basically an exercise method. It's like yoga. It's like strength training. So basically, they use their Pilates for rehabilitation. So people come in with injuries, they get treated, and then they come to the Pilates teacher to strengthen them so they can get their injuries better. So then I said, okay, I'm just going to do this one piece of equipment. It's called Reformer. And then I'm just going to start teaching, and then we'll see the rest, what's going to happen. So I went to school, and I started with a Reformer, and then there's like 5 pieces of equipment. I did all 5 pieces of equipment, and then was not enough, and then I kept studying. So I went and I did yoga school, and then was not enough, so I did the gyrotonic school, and then was not enough, so then I keep studying, and even today I keep taking classes, because it's really not enough. Like, even a job, like, it seems like simple job, personal training, what do? You just kind of have people working out and do push-ups and stuff. In order for you to really understand what's going on, you have to understand the human body. So again, back to anatomy and chemistry and physics, what I studied in high school. So now I'm thinking, gosh, if I only would have listened to my passion and what I like, I wouldn't have had to waste all these years on geography college, and I would have gone straight to physical therapy school. You know, but considering myself premature at 21, which obviously I was not, I thought, it's okay, I don't want to study that much, so I'm just going to go to something easy. So basically now looking back, it's like, gosh, I wish my mom or somebody would have said, hey, what are you doing? But like, what did they know what I want? They didn't know what I want, so basically it was really my decision. So now to make up for those lost years that I didn't go to physical therapy school, I'm doing this extended training to get what I basically lost. So, and again, it's not lost because you keep studying and you keep learning and you keep getting better. So, what did I say here? Need to keep learning. So, even if you finish high school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna get a job, you'll see one day if you don't keep learning, it's gonna become stale and boring. Like, you have to keep learning. It's the only way your brain is gonna stay active and you're gonna be really productive. So, okay, so let's see what I have. I opened my own Pilates studio in 2005. So I came in 2002. Only 3 years later, I opened my Pilates studio. So how did I do it? Because it's pretty challenging. I mean, if you think about it, like everybody in America